Hey, what is up guys? Clay here. So, Battlefield 5 recently had its first open beta and it just wrapped up earlier this week. During its course, I logged probably somewhere between 10 and 15 hours on it, so, a decent amount of time for how long the beta lasted. Now, before I say anything, some of the stuff that I will mention that I had issues with or something like that are being fixed or changed. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. So the beta for Battlefield 5 consisted of 2 maps and modes, and it also had some more in-depth customization for weapons. Narvik and Rotterdam being the maps with Grand Operations and Conquest being the modes. After playing a lot of Rotterdam and going back to Narvik, I found myself not really enjoying Narvik as much. I really enjoyed Narvik during the alpha, but not so much in the beta after playing Rotterdam. Narvik actually began to feel kind of linear to me. Most of my games on that map felt like just a constant back and forth between objectives or kind of going in circles, really. I really enjoyed Rotterdam, though. It is kind of small, especially compared to Narvik, but I really like the layout of the map. The bridge right in the middle of the map is a really great way to try and flank or to get to the other side of the map without running out in the open and just dying. Vehicle combat also seemed to work decently well on this map, much better than Narvik in my opinion. During the beta, I think I only played one game of Grand Operations, and that was for an assignment because the mode is only available on Narvik, and like I said earlier, I don't really care for that map anymore. The old-style Conquest mode felt pretty good on Rotterdam, I feel like, and that's where I spent most of my time playing the beta. Next up, the customization. I'm still not sure whether I really like it or not. The skill unlock tree implemented is an interesting way to make your weapons better. I don't dislike it. It also is not difficult to rank up weapons, I felt like, and fully upgrade them. It just took, for me, a couple games of just using the gun, and then boom, I had it fully upgraded. I guess it's kind of cool also for attachments now to be purely cosmetic. I liked how some of them made my gun look, but I feel like they should still affect the weapon somehow. Now for the big thing that I believe everyone is disliking about Battlefield 5, and that is the health attrition, or attrition in general. I don't find it to be that bad of a concept, but it would screw me over sometimes, if not a lot, if I could never find a health crate or a medic right after a fight, so my health would just be sitting at 60 HP or somewhere around there. And it also allowed me to kill people quicker sometimes just because their health wasn't at full for probably the same reasons. Once I got more familiar with the beta though, I found myself going for health and ammo crates right at the start of matches, or when I spawned, or right after capping an objective, which leads me on to the next thing, ammo. The ammo count for the beta was still lower than what I would have liked. When I took the surveys for the alphas, I always had said both times, hey, add like another magazine or two, but they didn't do that by the beta, and so starting off, most of the guns still came with like 2 magazines, I believe. Now you could get all the ammo you could carry by going up to the ammo box at objectives or from friendly support players, which, I mean, that's not a big issue. Sure, it could add a little more team play and that kind of thing, but it just kind of got annoying, really. Now, this has been addressed, and I believe DICE have already said they're going to increase the magazine count to 3 instead of it being 2, so maybe that'll be better. I'm not really sure. We'll just have to see. Now for the best thing about the beta, bugs. Boy, was this beta infested with them. Too many to count. I can't really recall all of them I encountered. I know quite a few are relating to squads, it seemed like. Sometimes when you would die, it'd say critical death, and then if like a medic maybe, or your squad mate I know, would try to revive you instantly when you got down, you would get up for like a split second, but then it'd instantly put you back to the squad or deploy menu, and then you couldn't spawn. So it forced you to quit the match and join back. And I only experienced that a couple of times, so it's not like it was a huge issue, but I know my brother experienced it several times. Another thing that was confirmed as a bug was when you spawned, you would take little to no damage. This got annoying sometimes when I would see an enemy spawn on a squad mate, and then I would headshot that guy that just spawned with my sniper, only for it to do less than like 20 damage. Luckily, it is a bug and not an intended feature like some people thought in the beginning of the beta. One of my biggest gripes, and I'm not sure if they just haven't finished fine-tuning the audio or if it's just buggy, but the footsteps were absolutely awful in this beta in my opinion. Sometimes I would not hear enemy footsteps, or I would barely hear them. Other times they were loud as hell. The direction of footsteps seemed a bit off at times as well. The times where I barely could hear them, I would think they're friendly footsteps, so I just kind of ignore them, and I ended up getting shot in the back or something like that, basically. In Battlefield 1, for example, The footstep audio was pretty great, I thought. I could always hear enemy footsteps perfectly. They were nice and loud, that easily pinpoint the direction that they were coming from. Another problem was when loading into a server. Sometimes I would join a server, get to see the deploy screen for about a second, and then I'd get kicked for losing connection to the server. One match I was playing with a couple of friends, the whole server, I think, crashed or something, because me and all of my friends just lost connection at the same time, and I only assume most, if not all, of the other players in the match did as well. Another thing that I'm not sure if it's a bug or not is the inability to swap teams. That option just was not there in the beta. So, anyways, I'm sure there were plenty more bugs and issues I did not cover. I'm really glad DICE did push the release date back a month. I know the game definitely would not have been ready for an October release at all after playing that beta, but I'm still a bit worried with what I experienced if it will be ready for a late November release, because some of the stuff that I noticed like that were buggy in the alpha still carried over into the beta, so I'm still like a bit worried there. There were a few things I didn't really care to go into detail as well in this, like not being able to upgrade weapons in-game, or how the upgrades for a weapon were locked and couldn't be changed, and probably a few other things that I don't really care to mention. Now, all of this does not mean at all that I dislike the gamer beta. I still had a lot of fun playing it with friends and everything like that. The visuals are phenomenal. The gunplay is still the best it's ever been, in my opinion, for a Battlefield game in a very long time, if not overall. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I have for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did play the beta, let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.